Hey there, fellow dog lovers. Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart: training deaf or blind dogs. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that super challenging? Well, let me tell you, it can be, but it's also incredibly rewarding. And trust me, these pups are just as capable of learning and thriving as any other dog. First things first, let's talk about deaf dogs. These furry friends may not be able to hear your voice, but they're experts at picking up on visual cues. So when you're training a deaf dog, hand signals become your best friend. Start with simple gestures for basic commands like sit, stay, and come. For example, you might use a flat hand, palm down, moving towards the ground for sit. The key is to be consistent with your signals and always pair them with lots of positive reinforcement. Now, you might be wondering, how do I get my deaf dog's attention if I can't call their name? Great question. One effective method is using a vibrating collar. It's not for correction, but simply to let your pup know you want their attention. You can also use flashlights or stomp your foot to create vibrations they can feel. Remember, deaf dogs are often more attuned to their environment, so they'll likely pick up on your presence pretty quickly. Moving on to blind dogs, these amazing animals rely heavily on their other senses, especially hearing and smell. When training a blind dog, your voice becomes your most powerful tool. Use different tones and volumes to convey different commands or emotions. For instance, a cheerful, high-pitched "good boy" for praise and a lower, firmer tone for corrections. One crucial aspect of training blind dogs is helping them map out their environment. Start by creating a safe space for them to explore. Use textured mats or rugs to mark different areas of your home. You can even add scent markers to help them navigate. For example, a lavender scent near their bed or a citrus scent near the door to the backyard. When it comes to teaching commands, both deaf and blind dogs benefit from touch signals. For a blind dog, you might gently tap their back to signal sit or lightly touch their shoulder to indicate stay. For deaf dogs, you can use touch to get their attention before giving a visual command. Now, let's talk about some specific training techniques that work well for both deaf and blind dogs. Clicker training is a fantastic method, but you'll need to adapt it slightly. For deaf dogs, replace the clicker sound with a visual cue like a thumbs up. For blind dogs, you can use the clicker as usual, but make sure to follow it immediately with a treat so they associate the sound with the reward. Leash training is another important skill, and it's especially crucial for blind dogs. Start by using a shorter leash and walking in a familiar, obstacle-free area. Use gentle tugs on the leash to communicate direction changes. For deaf dogs, you can use a vibrating collar in conjunction with the leash to signal stops or turns. One thing that's super important when training any dog, but especially those with sensory impairments, is patience. These pups might take a bit longer to learn certain commands, and that's okay. Celebrate small victories and always end training sessions on a positive note. Now let's address a common concern: socialization. Many people worry that deaf or blind dogs will struggle to interact with other pets or people. But let me tell you, these dogs are incredibly adaptable. For blind dogs, encourage gentle interactions and always supervise playtime with other pets. For deaf dogs, teach other family members and friends the hand signals you use so everyone can communicate effectively. Safety is another crucial aspect when living with a deaf or blind dog. For blind dogs, it's important to keep your home layout consistent and remove any potential hazards. For deaf dogs, you'll want to ensure they're always on a leash or in a securely fenced area when outside, as they can't hear potential dangers like approaching cars. One thing I absolutely love about training deaf or blind dogs is how it strengthens the bond between human and pup. You'll find yourself becoming more attuned to your dog's body language and subtle cues. It's a beautiful thing to watch as you and your furry friend develop your own unique language. Now, I want to share a quick success story. I had a friend who adopted a deaf Australian Shepherd named Max. At first, she was worried about how to train him, but with patience and consistency, Max learned over 20 hand signal commands. He even became a therapy dog, visiting schools to teach kids about disabilities and acceptance. It just goes to show that with the right approach, these dogs can achieve amazing things. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize the importance of regular vet checkups for deaf and blind dogs. Sometimes these conditions can be progressive, so it's crucial to monitor their health closely. Your vet can also provide valuable advice on nutrition and care specific to your dog's needs. All right, dog lovers, that's a wrap on training deaf and blind dogs. Remember, every dog is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. The key is to be patient, consistent, and most importantly, to shower your furry friend with love. These special pups have so much to offer, and with the right training, they can lead happy, fulfilling lives. So if you're considering adopting a deaf or blind dog, or if you're already lucky enough to have one in your life, I hope this video has given you some useful tips and inspiration. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and hit that subscribe button for more doggy content. Until next time, keep wagging those tails and spreading the love.